Well, it's that time of the week again, and Sunday night features the Monday market report for the week ending July 14th, 2019. Well, I have a heck of a report to talk about. As you can hear this piece of paper that I'm folding in two here, we got 21 coins to talk about. Of course, we have the standard selection of some of the highest caliber pieces to sell on Great Collections this past week. In addition, I have a number of beasts from that show from the Southeast. And that's right, the Florida Fun Show, of course, was very good, like it is every year. Hosted by Heritage Auctions. So we're going to take a look at some of the marquee pieces to be featured on this show. Based on what I could see, there's no market slowdown. Okay, and I'm going to get into why that's the case after I'm done going through all the coins. Just a general observation of what the coin market is doing this year. Something that has kind of gone against the grain in a huge way. All right, this is not your typical year, and I'm going to talk about a few things that might have played a major role in why the coin market, especially the moderns, okay, it's kind of unusual to see this kind of market activity deep into the summer. We are about halfway through the summer, folks, and then we're seeing some unprecedented sales, some pretty crazy sales that we're going to talk about. So if you haven't done so yet, subscribe. Hit the bell for instant notifications. Again, I'm doing the giveaways. I'm launching the announcement giveaway for this past week tomorrow on July 15th. So feel free to join me for that live stream, 8 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And yeah, we're going to have a few winners in that one. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the crazy coins that sold for a lot of money. As always, I focus on post-1950 moderns. Traditionally, this is a sector of coin collecting that a lot of people are into because these coins are much more accessible on their own as opposed to some of those obsolete older coins from maybe the early 1900s into the 1800s and before that. So that's what we're focusing on. Although I do have one coin that we're going to kick off this show coverage, the Florida Fun coverage that takes place in Orlando every year, with a pre-1950 coin. But this is a coin that everybody loves. And of course, it's the 1943 Lincoln steel cent. Who doesn't love a really nice, clean steel cent? This one, the first coin from Florida Fun, Heritage Auctions, was a PCGS Mint State 68, and it is also CAC certified, so it's almost like double certified. But this is a beauty of a coin right here. The steel cents usually strike up better, plus they hold up over time. It's a harder metal than the 98% copper planchets that were generally used for this series. So they could take their licks and still look pretty gosh darn good afterwards. This one sold for $5,400. Okay, Mint State 68 is the top echelon of grade in all three branch mints for the steel cent. So if you have one that's in really nice shape, you might have something here. Okay, even in Mint State 67, they're still worth pretty good money graded. So that's the one outlier on this group. You know, all the other coins are indeed post-1950. So let's go ahead and jump into the first coin on the official list. And that's 1951 Lincoln Wheat Cent. All right, this one graded PCGS Mint State 67 plus full red. This one is also CAC certified. And this one sold for $1,320. Again, no big surprise. These coins have been coming up into auction more recently than they used to. The market is starting to catch up with itself. All right, so with these Mint State 67, these top pop grades by PCGS and NGC, in a lot of the 1950s and 1960s Lincoln cents, we're starting to see a good chunk of supply come into the marketplace. Now, why is that? Well, it's just word of mouth. Because of YouTube channels like myself and some of my other, compatriots on YouTube also sharing similar information. There are more people that know about these type of coins and how valuable they can be. Now, there's going to get to a point where the supply far exceeds the demand, and coins like these will sooner or later, fall in that $500 to $1,000 range. Okay, but people are continually looking for the highest caliber, highest graded pieces. This one, no exception. It's a beautiful coin. So, case in point, this next coin that I have here for you is the 1961 D Lincoln cent that for many, many years, since probably 2007, 2008, was a coin that in mint state 67 red, you could easily sell for about $5,000 to $6,000. However, because of the influx of new pieces that have graded out at the highest level, this particular example, PCGS mint state 67 red, we are now down to $1,080 in which this coin sold at heritage auctions. And it's just the changing of the times, where there's more and more of these coins being opened up out of rolls or whatever the case may be. More people are submitting coins. They're flooding the populations in all various grades, and that's a byproduct. These coins eventually go down. While they're still worth a good chunk of money, there comes this risk-reward factor. Okay, is it worth sending 30 or 40 1961Ds to graders in the hopes that maybe one or two come back at this highest grade level? All right, so at $1,000, you really have to weigh in how much you're spending on fees and things like that. So this is a prime example of a coin that is just being over searched and overgraded, and we're beginning to see it in the actual trends of these prices that you see here. So what I have next for you here is a beautiful coin. Again, I've talked about this coin on a number of occasions, just like some of the previous coins I talked about. The 1972 double die obverse FS101. This is number 1 in the die pairings. Of course, it's got the most magical, dramatic spread of doubling that you'll ever see on a coin, short of a 1969S, among a few other coins. This one graded NGC Mint State 67 red. Although it's not the highest grade level, this one is very respectable on its face. This one sold for $2,220. Okay, that's a nice chunk of money for a lofty grade, a really nice example. You don't see a whole lot, funny with this. Oh, by the way, it's an NGC coin, not a PCGS. There was also a PCGS coin that graded the same numerical grade that I did not add here, that sold for about $200 more. So you see the price difference from one grader to another, even though PCGS and NGC are like 1A, 1B in the grading industry. All right, so jumping up to the next and final Lincoln cent from Heritage Auctions Florida Fun is the 1995 double die obverse. This is the FS101 catalog numbered coin. This one is beast. All right, this one graded NGC, Mint State 69, full red. And this one sold for $1,980. Okay, if this was a coin graded by PCGS at the same grade level, this dollar amount here, the sale price, would have gone up probably 2 or 3 times. It makes that big of a difference, just going from one grading company to like the next level up. So this is a beautiful coin here. So we're going to talk about the one and only proof coin on the list here, okay? And then we're going to leapfrog the nickels and jump right into the Roosevelt dimes. Okay, we have a coin here that is infamous as being one of the most widely cherry-picked variety types, okay? And that's the 1983 proof Roosevelt dime that is missing the S mint mark. All right, so this one right here is discovered in proof sets. If it does not have an S mint mark, then you have the rare one. This one graded out a perfect NGC Proof 70 Ultra Cameo. This is a beautiful coin right here. It's very clean and immaculate. And this one sold for $3,240, which seems like the going rate for this type of coin right here. You know, they've sold in the $3,000 to $4,000 range in the last 12 to 18 months. Okay, so they've kind of settled in this price category for a perfect grade. All right, so we have one of my favorite varieties to hunt, and it's the 1976 double die obverse. This is the Denver minted coin right here of the bicentennial quarter. This one is the FS 101. I've done videos on this nonstop. It's a coin that I encourage a lot of collectors who like to search quarters to be on the lookout for, because they're all extremely valuable, whether they're raw or graded. This particular example is a home run. Okay, it's a PCGS Mint State 65. I believe it is the top pop grade of such a coin. And this one sold for $3,246. Yeah, did you know that this coin is worth that kind of money? It's kind of hard to believe, but you know, and kind of hard to believe that a double die of this nature exists on a Denver minted coin. All right, it's not the first time that we've seen that in the quarter series. You know, you have a few of the later kind of like state quarters and territory quarters with the double dies and the high and low leaf Wisconsin that are both Denvers. All right, so it's kind of unusual, but a fun find and a very valuable find nonetheless. All right, so we have a really, really nice Franklin half dollar here. It's a 1961. This one is crusty balls. It's a PCGS Mint State 66 plus, full bell lines, of course. Has to be that for it to sell for this insane amount of money. It's like a, you know, a car. Full bell lines. This one is about as original, based off of the toning appearance, as you will get. It is also CAC certified, and this one sold for $11,100 this evening, or yesterday, rather. This coin right here, top of the heap, no doubt about it. 1961 is a tough date to find with that full strike where you see the full lines on the Liberty Bell on the reverse of the coin. So this is a stunner nonetheless. So coming up next here, actually, believe it or not, this also helps because the next coin is another 1961 Philadelphia struck coin. This one is a PCGS Mint State 66 with full bell lines. So that half a point grade difference, you want to know how much the price difference is? So that one previous sold for $11,100. This one sold for about $7,000 less at $3,480. All right, a half a point grade with the full strike characteristics of the full bell lines make a huge difference as you go up half a point. Okay, Mint State 66 seems to be kind of that threshold number for some of these later date, you know, kind of like early 60s Franklin half dollars, and it's a type that all Franklin half dollar collectors, if not just half dollar collectors, are seeking. All right, so this is a tremendous example. Blast white, virtually no toning or color whatsoever. So the next coin that we have here is indeed another Franklin half dollar. It's a 1961, this time a Denver minted coin. This one graded PCGS Mint State 66 with full bell lines, and this one sold for $2,040. The Denver minted coins, of course, are always a lot better struck than its Philadelphia counterparts, and that explains the huge price difference for, you know, theoretically the same numerical grade. All right, but a nice coin, again, you know, fits in a lot of the high-end registry sets for Franklin half dollars. Pretty nice. All right, so we have another Franklin half right here. It's 1962, another tough date. This one graded PCGS Mint State 66 with full bell lines, and this one brought home $3,360. A nice, handsome payday for yet another tough date. I believe this is the date right here that if it graded out another half a point, you know, with a plus or something, that it really jumps up, you know, to like that $8,000 to $10,000 market value. It's pretty insane. I attempted to collect the Franklin half dollars to look for full bell line struck coins, and they are really tough. for every maybe 50 or 100 coins of the same date that you go through, you'll be lucky if you find one. That's how tough it is. And finding full rolls of these in mint state fashion is even more difficult task as it sounds. Okay, and you are going to be paying all the money premium wise for such coins. All right, so we have a little bit newer coin right here, and it's going to be the 1984 Kennedy half dollar. This is an unusual inclusion onto the list, but I threw it in there as kind of like, hey, you know what? This is a coin from the 80s that sold for a nice chunk of money. You just have to know exactly what to look for. So this is a Denver minted coin that graded PCGS mint state 67. All right, for all you half dollar roll hunters out there, do you believe the amount of mint state 1980s and 1990s Kennedy half dollars that get poured into these rolls and into mint bags? It is crazy. This is an example here that sold for $1,020. It's money in the bank. Yeah, if it's not a missing initials reverse or a doubled die, example of some sort, then finding one in a nice high-end grade like this is just as nice. Okay, it's gonna make you some money. And then we have one more coin to end it on for the Florida Fun Auctions that I wanted to, pay a little bit of a highlight to. And it's another one of these 1979 Susan B. Anthony wide rim variant dollar coins. Okay, this particular example here was marked mint state 67 through PCGS. It's cataloged as a cherry picker's guide variety FS301. Again, you have that rim that butts real close to the numbers in the date. On a narrow rim, okay, that edge comes a lot further away. Okay, that spacing. But this one sold this couple days ago for $1,920. Pretty nice grade, not the top grade, but it just goes to show you that coins of this nature sell for a lot of money, even if they're not max graded. Okay, I believe 68 might be the top grade for this particular variant. And nobody touches Susan B. Anthony's, okay, which means there are a lot of specimens to be found at this higher grade level. You would be surprised. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at some great collections coins. Okay, usually when there's a high profile auction like a Florida Fun Show or an ANA show, usually you'll see less activity on some of the other sites like eBay and great collections. But believe it or not, okay, there are a few coins that sold this evening through great collections that would probably give the modern coins of the Florida Fun Show auction a run for its money. All right, I have two coins that I'm going to talk about that will just blow your mind. I will talk about them, and you're probably just going to nod your head like there's just no way that these sold for that kind of money. And these coins are probably not even 20 years old. That's how crazy they are. So we're going to go ahead and start with the 1993 Jefferson Nickel that you see here. It's the only nickel on my list, believe it or not. And this one graded PCGS mint state 67 with full steps. And this one sold for $1,431. It's crazy. It's a mid-90s Jefferson Nickel. Generally, the 1990s nickels are well struck. Okay, so finding examples with the full steps on Monticello shouldn't be too hard. It's finding a nice quality piece in general with full luster and not a lot of planchet marks that really sets this, away from the others. Okay, so that's why it sold for so much money this evening. And an unusual coin nonetheless because of its age and just being a coin that sold in excess of $1,000. It's crazy, but you never know. So the next coin here is another one of those 1990s Jefferson Nickels. This one's a 91D. This one graded PCGS mint state 67 with full steps. And this one, whoa mama, $1,805.62. Again, same boat as the 93P that preceded it. I'm just more than a little bit surprised because this is a Denver minted coin, and the Denver coins usually have a better quality to them. So this one sold for nearly $400 more in what, same grade, probably has a little bit better eye appeal. Okay, but a really nice coin for a Jefferson Nickel registry set. So we have another nickel here. This is one of the toughies right here, and this one is a 1960 Jefferson Nickel. All right, this one right here is a PCGS Mint State 66 Plus with full steps, and it's got a slight bit of toning on there. Okay, so it has a little bit of eye appeal. It's got a nice strike, albeit you do see some of the original planchet nicks on the steps, but the graders saw just enough to award the top level prize on this coin. So it's sold for $8,493.75, $8,500 for a 1960 Jefferson Nickel. 8,000 bones for a 1960 nickel. Let that just settle in. Okay, the market shouldn't be able to justify this kind of price, but it's a tough date. It's the middle of summer. There was probably 3 or 4 bidders that duked it out to be able to win this coin, and that's, again, it's not typical for this time of year. All right, so it's an amazing sale. I will say that, and one in which that you're probably not going to see too many of in the course of a 12-month calendar year. So we have another nickel here. Okay, and this is the last one on the list, and this one is a 1951S. Okay, this one graded PCGS Mint State 67 with full steps. Another perennial tough date. Okay, even the San Francisco minted coins had 99 problems, and strike was every single one of those problems. This one sold on Great Collections for $6,413.11. A really nice coin. So we have one business strike Roosevelt dime to talk about this evening, and it's a 1952 D. Okay, it's a Denver minted coin. This one exhibits some nice crusty original toning. It's a PCGS Mint State 68 with full torch. Okay, so it's got the full torch lines on the reverse. And this one sold on Great Collections for $4,612.50. This is one of the largest sales I've seen on a Roosevelt dime business strike in quite a while. So it's nice to see the importance and just the seriousness of the collector base of Roosevelt dimes. It's a lot smaller than the penny and nickel guys, but the Roosevelt dimes, they'll pay all the money in the world if it's a true just condition rarity is what this one is. So we have the Franklin $half coming up here. Okay, and this one is a 1956. It's a PCGS Mint State 67, full bell lines, CAC certified. It's got some toning on there. Yeah, even Great Collections kind of threw their name in the hat in terms of big Franklin $half sales this past week. This example sold for $4,925.25. A beautimus of a coin, 56. Tough date for full bell lines, but this one hit the nail right on the head. All right, are you guys ready for the 2 big bombs of the week? Yeah, you better get ready. Fasten your seatbelts because it's gonna be a heck of a ride. The first coin that we're going to talk about is this 1998 Lincoln penny. Yeah, a 1998 Lincoln freaking penny, out of all things. PCGS Mint State 69 red. I believe it is the Pop 1. It's the only one in existence at this grade level. This one sold for $7,875. Nearly $8,000 for a coin that is barely 20 years old. Okay? I had already graduated high school when this thing was minted, but to see $8,000, okay, just get hammered on this coin is remarkable. Okay, it just goes to show you how serious the Lincoln Cent collector base is. Okay, they have these deep pockets. They're opening up their checkbooks and they're stroking a check for many thousands of dollars. You would be surprised. All right. So on the same vein as the 1998, of course, we have one other magical looking coin, and that's going to be the 1990 that you see here. This one graded the same numerical grade. Okay, it's a 69 red through PCGS. And this one sold for $5,625. So between two coins, you got over $13,400, or actually $13,500 right on the button, between two 1990s Lincoln cents. All right. If you guys have come across these through mint sets or rolls, it's time to take it seriously. All right, because some of these 1990s and 2000s Lincoln cents are extremely tough to find in mint state 69. The coins have to look nearly perfect. Okay, there's no room for any marginal, appearance or anything like that. The coin has to be struck well. It can't have any of these zinc plating bubbles that you hear about. The coins have to look exactly like the ones that you see on screen. But $13,500 between two 1990s Lincoln cents is absolutely stunning. And guess what? That's how we end the Monday Market Report for the week ending July 14th, 2019. I would love to hear what you guys think about some of the coins on this list, especially the last two. A lot of great stuff, okay? And like I had alluded before, the market is really, really active for midsummer. Keep in mind, this is a time of the year when a lot of high-profile collectors take time off. They go on vacation, okay? They drink Mai Tais on the beach, and, they go on casino cruises, okay? They do this sort of thing. They don't buy coins. They don't shell out $8,000 for a 1998 Lincoln cent. But the market is really strong. There's a lot of new unimaginable pieces coming out into the marketplace, and I think that's what's keeping a lot of people on board, is to wait around for these highly collectible and highly prized registry caliber pieces for it to come out into the marketplace. Okay, keep in mind, okay, moderns are extremely tough to deal with if you want to get into the market of grading them. Okay, it's a slippery slope. You're on thin ice every time you send 10, 20, 30, 100 coins to PCGS. And they're about ready to charge your credit card for $1,000 in miscellaneous grading fees. Keep in mind, there's no guarantee that you're going to get one of these heavy hitters. It's not for the faint of heart, obviously, and you can't be squeamish when it comes to it. Okay, it's not for everyone, but you see the true value potential. Okay, a lot of it's research. Go on the PCGS website, take a look at the population reports, and kind of figure out where there's areas of opportunity. There's a ton of them. There's a lot of them. You just have to pick one and stick to it and not bounce around so much. That's the keys to kind of making money at this. That's what a lot of these other collectors are doing, and flipping these coins for some serious money. It's out there to be made. But I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. As always, like, share, subscribe. Okay, it was a fun report. Like I said, a very long and fun report. You're going to find that a lot of coins really hit home runs in this past week. Okay, just with all of the fever pitch of activity with the Florida Fund sale, which is usually a big deal in the midsummer. Really made its mark known throughout the entire coin market, not just on Heritage Auctions, but we saw some residual big fatty sales on great collections, and it's reflected as such by these monstrous numbers. So I want to thank you guys for joining in for this report. As always, hit that subscribe button, man. I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers in my lifetime. But anyways, I don't want to be too greedy. You guys have been fantastic. Hit the bell. We're doing giveaways. Go ahead and jump in. Win yourself a coin or two. You never know. You guys take care. Have a wonderful evening, and don't work too hard on your Monday. See ya.